Good evening, everybody. Wanted to bring you another hymn story tonight before we all go to bed. This one is my favorite Christmas carol, and it has to do with angels because you know I love them. This is written by Reverend Edmund H. Sears, and he wrote "It Came Upon a Midnight Clear." He was a Harvard Divinity graduate, and he was placed in Toledo, Ohio to preach, and also to Lancaster. He had a wife, and they ended up having 4 children, and he realized that in having that many kids, he needed a larger congregation, who was richer, to be able to help his growing family. So when he went to Lancaster, he did get a larger church, but it was a lot of hard work on him, and he had depression and an illness. It doesn't really say what illness it was, but he ended up having a mental breakdown. And his illness was so bad that he couldn't project forth his preaching voice to his congregation. And that's what led him to step back and say, you know what, I just need a smaller congregation. So during this time, of course, he was very melancholy. And we also have issues with the Mexican-American War had just ended, and tensions are rising higher between the states for slavery. It's in 1849 that all this is going on, and he's just seeing all the war around him. There was they had the Industrial Revolution was going on, the gold mine was going on, and people were getting rich, but a lot of them were getting poor by, you know, dumping all their money into the gold mines. And there was also the European Revolution was going on. So it was just a time of unrest. And he wrote this 5-stanza poem to kind of gather his thoughts on the matter. And he was contrasting the idea of a world that was full of sin and darkness, but he wanted to give a message of hope and peace. So this song wasn't really intended to be a Christmas song. It was just, you know, to give hope and goodwill to men. But his choir, he was preaching part-time at a church back in Wayland, Massachusetts at this time, and they sang it on Christmas Eve to an unknown melody. So a year later, it was printed in the Christian Register. That was a paper that they had at the time, and a Richard Willis set it to the tune that we now know today. In researching this song, I found out that Britain sings it to a tune of a hymn called Noel. It's not the first Noel, but it's a totally different music piece. So it doesn't even sound remotely close to what we're listening to. And let's see. Reverend Sears was a staunch abolitionist, and he would preach sermons against slavery. He would die after the Civil War in 1876, and he gave us a song that is still very poignant for today. You know, we have a lot of unrest around us. There's always wars and rumors of war, and especially this year, politically and also medically, it's caused a lot of unrest. So I want this song to be a song tonight that we can sing together, that would be a prayer of peace for our nation and for the nations around us. We know that we will never have true peace until the Prince of Peace comes, which I do believe is soon. And pray that you will receive a blessing out of this, so sing it along with me. It came upon a midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels bending near the earth to touch their harps of gold. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men, from heaven's all gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay to hear the angels sing. I'm going to sing this next one for you guys in our times. And ye weary beneath life's crushing load, whose forms are bending low, who toil along the climbing way with painful steps and slow. Look now, for glad and golden hours come swiftly on the wing. Oh, rest beside the weary road and hear the angels sing. Hope you can hear the angels singing. Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.